This was World Championship match 1972. Fischer was white, Spassky was black. And this was very famous because at that point of time there was a cold war between United States and USSR. So this match got involved in that. It was a heavy political pressure due to which this match became very famous. Everyone at that point of time aware of this World Championship match between Bobby Fischer and Boris Spassky. So Spassky was from Russia, Fischer was from USA. Let's see the game. C4, black played E6, white continued the development, black played D5, white played D4. Now, anyone can tell me which opening is this?
Sir, Queen's Gambit.
Queen's Gambit. Yes, right. This is Queen's Gambit opening. It is Queen's Gambit declined. Black played Knight F6, white continued the development, Knight C3, black played Bishop E7, white continued the development, black castles, white plays e3 and black plays h6. Now Fischer moved the bishop back, bishop h4, black played b6. As the line is closed for this bishop, so he is trying to move the bishop to the other side. Now white took the pawn, black took the pawn with the knight. Now Fischer took the bishop, black was Spassky, he played queen takes bishop. Fischer took this, Spassky took it with the pawn. So after this exchange, Spassky has a minor problem in the center. That is why Fischer exchanged the pieces there. Here, this
Sir,
pawn,
how is it a minor problem?
this d5 pawn is going to receive lot of attack from the white pieces. You can see how Fischer attacked that. Okay, you will see that it was not heavy tactical combination, but you can see how I mean skillfully Fischer attacked the uh, Spassky's pawns. He played rook c1. Now this pawn is already protected, so Fischer played bishop e6, and Spassky played bishop e6. Fischer played queen f4, and Spassky played c5. With this is the pawn structure now. Fischer wants to break this pawn chain. So what he did was he attacked this pawn structure, this pawn chain. There is a pawn chain here. He wants to attack this. Simple and effective chess. Understanding what is going on in the position, understand the problem, and try to find the solution. It is true for your opponent side and it is true for your side. You have to understand the strength and weaknesses of your opponent side. Where are the weaknesses you have to attack, and you have to assess your strength and weaknesses. Where are the weaknesses you have to concentrate there, you have to improve the position. Now Fischer found a weakness in the pawn chain. So what he did was he played queen a3. The idea with queen a3 is that now this pawn cannot be exchanged because it's pinned. So Spassky played rook c8. So Spassky understood that he is going to receive lot of attacks on the pawns. So he played rook c8. Now Fischer played bishop to b5. The idea with bishop to b5 is he is controlling the light colors. with the bishop, he's controlling the light colors. And I mean, if chance is given, he's going to exchange the pieces. And here in the end game, black will have problems with this pawn chain. You can see what happened in the game. So Spassky played e6, trying to kick the bishop away. But is it required to move the bishop? Is it required to move the bishop? Black cannot take the bishop because queen takes rook is there. So Fischer simply took the pawn. Black played pawn takes pawn. Now you can see the broken pawn chain. This is what I told before. Fischer wants to attack the pawn chain. White castled, black played rook a7. There are two ideas. One to open the corner rook. One to open the corner rook. To open the corner rook. This was in the corner. So black wants to open it. The next one is to attack the bishop. So white played bishop to e2 as the bishop was under attack, and black played knight d4. Knight d7, black played knight d7, white played knight d4. The idea is that this pawn cannot take the knight. Here the pawn is
Because of the queen pin.
the pawn
Yes,
is
sir.
pinned from two ways. So Spassky played queen f8. Now both rook and queen are secured. So black now he is threatening pawn takes knight. White took the bishop. Black took it, and white played e4. So white played e4, attacking the pawn on d5. Now if black takes the pawn, there will be a lot of weak pawns there. This pawn can be taken at any point of time. See the weakness. All the pawn will become weak. So black played d4 in order to protect the pawn structure, and white played f4. So white wants black to have this broken pawn chain. He doesn't want black to play e5 and strengthen his pawn structure. The idea of playing f4 is twofold. One is, if black is allowed to play e5, the pawn structure becomes strong. Isn't that true?
Yes, sir. Sir, but after after pawn f4, pawn e5, pawn takes pawn.
No, he will not play e5 because this is discovered attack.
Yes, sir. That is what about I was about to say.
Yeah. So, and another reason is the rook line will be opened with f4. So that is another reason of playing f4. Black played queen e7, trying to get away from the rook's line, and white played e5. Completely white fixed black structure. He fixed black structure. The pawn cannot move anywhere. Black played rook b8. There are two supporters here, two protectors, two attackers. So white cannot take it. Now black is trying to get counterplay here. But white played bishop c4. Now white is trying to secure everything and shift the queen to the other part of the board. This is completely fixed. There is no more weaknesses on the queen side. He will fix everything. He'll come back to the king side and attack the white king. This is what his plans now. So black played king h8, trying to move away from the pin. So there was a pin and f5 was coming. That's why he moved the king to h8. And Fischer, as expected, moved the queen to h3. Now, this pawn is attacked from two sides. And there is rook takes b2 coming. But problem with rook takes b2 is if rook takes b2 is played, queen takes pawn, queen takes queen, bishop takes queen. Now these two pawns, especially the e pawn, becomes very powerful. And bishop takes knight, rook takes bishop, and rook takes pawn is coming. So white needs to play rook b5, and the knight is tied to the pawn, rook is tied to the pawn. This rook is having no scope because of that. Okay, the pawns are very strong on the white side. So this is not good for the black side. There is no counterplay. Seeing this, black did not took the pawn on b2. He played knight to f8. He's trying to defend the weak spot on his side. White will fix everything. No more attack on the queen side. He played b3. He fixed this one. Black played a5. Black is trying to open the side here. And white played f5. Now everything is getting open. E takes f5. Rook takes f5. Knight to h7. So he is moving the knight to better place. The knight, as the pawn is gone off the board, there is no use of the knight here, so he is trying to regroup the pieces. Knight g7. White played rook c f1. Now you can check the white attack. This central passed pawn and the queen. And what is the attack from the black side? Is there any attack?
Sir, no attack, only defense.
So if only white side blunders something, black has chances of winning. Otherwise, no chance. If he makes mistake, if he gives any free pieces, free pawns, or if he loses the attack, then only black has chances. Otherwise, no chance of winning the game. Black played queen d8. He's just playing whiting moves. The other trick is waiting for the right opportunity to do this, but it will not happen. You will not get time to do that. White played queen g3. White is trying to fix the pieces on uh, correct places to attack the black side. Black played rook e7 and white played h4. Here the idea is the knight g5 shouldn't come. Just white is keeping pieces on different piece and pawns on different places, making sure the black pieces will not come for the attack. When everything is secured, everything is set for the proper places, white will attack and the black is finished. Such a good strategy. He just simple and effective. He is not giving any counterplay for the black side. Fischer know this is his game. So the only thing he wants is he wants to set the pieces at the right places, don't want opponent to give any chances. Black played rook b7. Black strategy is whiting. Just keep whiting until white makes some big mistake. White played e6. The idea with e6 is rook f7 is coming. Now, black played rook b c7 and white played queen to e5. Everything is set. If the knight, okay, knight cannot move anywhere. If the knight is not here, rook f8 will come. Unfortunately, knight is on h7. Otherwise, rook f8 check, the queen is lost. So black is simply moving the pieces in the back side, and white played a4. No more move from the black side. Queen d8, just whiting. Rook 1 f2. Queen e8 again. Rook to f3. Just waiting for the right time to attack. And there is one more thing. Um, See, in a tournament game, when you are down on clock time and you know that I mean, if you play some moves you will get the increment, and you will be better off in the clock. And also if the position is close, if the position doesn't change, if you move, so what they will do is they will gain the move by playing some move. It You have to see the position. Each move is important. Only when you are 100% sure the game will not turn into the opponent side, you can gain the move with such moves. Here, white is trying to gain the time with moves here. So, black played queen d8, white set up the bishop on d3 now. Black again played queen e8, and now white played queen to e4. Looking for the attack here also.
Sir,
Yeah.
uh, after this, if the black blunders and plays queen d8 again, the white side can play rook f7.
Now let me tell you one threat here. Why queen e4? Suppose you play rook a7, then white will play rook f8 check. Okay, queen takes f8 means queen to h7 mate. But
So if knight takes knight takes rook takes queen takes queen mate.
queen h7 mate. This is the reason of playing queen e4. That is why Fischer is making sure everything is secure. So black played knight f6. Now time to sacrifice this and open the king side. So black structure is completely gone off.
So
Skip.
now it's only mating time.
Yeah. So black played king g8 and white played bishop c4. So the idea of bishop c4 is white never wants to allow rook takes e6. He just kept the bishop. Now because of this light colors, black cannot touch anything which is on the light color. Black tried one more move, and when white played queen f4, threatening to capture the pawn, and this one, black resigned the game.
Okay, sir. Sir, what was the mistake did black do?
I think here on the starting, when we go here, yeah, this kind of pawn structure itself is very dangerous. This is called hanging pawn. This structure is called hanging pawn. This is double-edged structure. I mean, this kind of structure, if opponent knows how to attack, it is very difficult to play. You cannot pinpoint a place where actually Spassky went wrong. Okay, it's not a major mistake. There is no place where Spassky did a major mistake. There is no blunder, there is no big mistake. But still, Spassky lost the game because White kept on improving the position, whereas Black kept on defending the position. The pawn structure, because of the pawn structure, Black went into very passive style, and he loses the initiative, the attacking take, and White just finished the game. There was no big error from the Spassky side. So what you can say is this structure itself made things difficult for him. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So have you understood the match?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is about today's game. Now